Hi everyone, I'm really excited about today's lesson, so let's get right to it. Today we will be working on erasure poems, which are also called blackout poems. Have you ever lost power in your house or turned the lights on and off really quickly in a room? That's sort of what happens in erasure poems. Erasures are found poems, which means that you can create them by isolating certain words or short phrases from an already existing page of text. Those of you who are artists can even design or make a drawing to cover up the rest of the text. So I'm going to explain in a bit more detail how we create these blackout poems. Since the word for blackout poems are already written in the page, it's up to the poet to bring new meaning to these words. Blackout poems can be created using pages of old books or even articles from yesterday's newspaper. The two examples I wrote for you today are from two very different sources. I used part of Shakespeare's A Midsummer Night's Dream for one poem and some facts from the National Geographic website for the other. Using the pages of an existing text, poets isolate, then piece together single words or short phrases from the text to create these lyrical masterpieces. And since blackout poems only use the words that already exist on the page, the final poem might sound a little absurd or really, really awesome, and the randomness is all part of the fun, so please have fun with this. Some texts might be a little bit harder to find the poem, so I encourage you to take your time when you find it. I have a lot of fun creating new poems out of history books, these National Geographic pages that I mentioned, and sometimes even from other poems written from other poets. So I'm going to show you a couple of examples of blackout poems that I wrote for you guys. So on this first page you can see part of A Midsummer Night's Dream. It's the second act and it's the first scene, and there are two characters. There is a fairy and the character of Puck, and they're having a short conversation with each other. So you can see the full text, you can see where Puck starts out his conversation and the fairy replies, and then Puck replies to the fairy. And then in the next picture you'll see how I use this text to create something completely different. On this new page, you can see how the text has been transformed. Large parts of the dialogue have been redacted or blacked out, and what that blackout does is allows me to reveal the poem that already exists within this play. And what's really special about the blackout poem is that a poet is able to reveal their own perspective from an already existing text and sort of what you get out of something. So I'm really excited to see how you transform your original text. So you're able to see that I was able to create a brand new poem out of something that's really well known, such as a Shakespeare play, but feel free to use your favorite childhood books from when you grew up, your Captain Underpants books, your Pokemon trading cards, your newspapers, your National Geographic magazines, anything lying around the house from a bar of soap to your shampoo bottle, anything, as long as there's enough text for you to black out some of the words to create a poem. So ideally you'd like to have at least a page worth of text. So I'm going to list a few more rules to help you figure out how you can find your own blackout poems. Remember, for erasure and blackout poems, the words already exist on the page, but it's up to the poet to bring new meaning to these words. Step 1. Find a text that is at least 1 page long. The longer and wordier the text is, the better. Then scan the page before reading it through completely. Keep an eye out for an anchor word or words that stick out to you as you scan. The anchor word should stand out to you because it is packed with meaning and significance. Finding an anchor word first is important because it helps you to imagine possible themes and topics for your poem. Step 2. Now read the page of text in its entirety. Use a pencil to lightly circle any words that connect to the anchor word and resonate with you. Resonate words are words on the page that stick with you. Avoid circling more than 3 or 4 words in a row. If you are using a page on the computer, add a star to every word that resonates with you. Step 3. Select words without changing their order on the list and piece them together to create the lines of a poem. You can eliminate parts of words, especially the endings such as ing endings, if it helps to make the meaning of the poem clear. Try different possibilities for your poem before selecting the lines for your final poem. If you are stuck during this step, return back to the original page of text. The right word you are searching for could be there waiting for you. Step 5. Return to the page of text and circle only the words you selected for the final poem. Remember to also erase the circles around any words you will not be using. Step 6. Add an illustration or design to the page of text that connects to your poem. Be very careful not to draw over the circled words that you selected for your poem. So, that's all there is to it. I hope you all have a ton of fun creating your erasure poems, and I cannot wait to read them. Make sure to stay tuned and see one more example of an erasure poem that I created from some National Geographic facts. And remember to stay safe, stay healthy, and listen to your caregivers. Bye! Peregrine falcons. Falcons prey in mid-flight. Peregrines from above dive miles. The world's most common birds of prey prefer wide open spaces and thrive where shorebirds are common. They can be found everywhere. Peregrines know to live in major cities. These birds travel outside the nest. Their name means wanderer. Some are permanent residents. Those that nest on Arctic tundra and winter in South America have incredible nesting sites. Populations in the United States have rebounded strongly, tailed the birds' numbers in Canada. In some parts of the globe, there actually may be more than before. Peregrines favor sport.